He is the one that really can take some pressure off of Marbury, especially when these Nets come out on their trappy defense. Inside Collins with a left hand, and there's the foul on Muhammad this time.
Well, that was a good
get behind early in this ball game. Take the crowd out of it. They want to use that momentum playing here in the Garden. There's a rejection by Kenyon Martin. High into the air.
That's just silly right there.
And Kidd finishes, and then the follow, and they've got people everywhere. Looks like they're playing with more than 5 players.
That was a double dunk.
Foul for the New York Knicks.
Well, you look at this, the Nets are definitely there. You see Martin comes over and triggers a fast break. They push it and really get down the floor. You don't see many Knicks in the front part of the court. But look.
Brandon Anderson needs to find some success shooting the basketball. Penny Hardaway dumps it into Nazir Mohammed. There's a running hook, and they're on the scoreboard.
Nice quick move to the middle. That's what he needs to do right there.
A 20-second timeout by Lenny Wilkins must have helped because they come back and got another basket. A follow tipped by Kurt Thomas. They come out on Marbury trying to get the ball out of his hands. Brandon Anderson swinging it off now to Penny into Mohammed. Mohammed gets inside.
And that's good.
And they'll end up getting easy outside shots if they cause the Knicks to have to, the Nets to have to collapse.
Kenyon Martin. Martin has just been spectacular in this series.
What happened in the Nets are not getting movement in their offense either. You know, if that ball is going in, that's fine. But
Mohammed has been a factor in the early going now.
Confusing the Knicks and really taking them out of what they want to do. Changing up defenses.
Kenyon Martin went to his first All-Star game this year, shoots that one over Brandon Anderson.
All of a sudden now he's calling it. There's been a lot of touching.
And now, and then you got Kenyon Martin here in the post, which that's just a ridiculously tough shot. Give him some good minutes. They tried to give him some meaningful minutes in Game 1. In Game 2, he came in and played near the end of the game and played actually pretty well. There's Kenyon Martin with another carries progression over the last couple of years. He's had 4 knee injuries, and that kind of slowed him down early in his career, but he's really come on. He's really the glue that's holding this team together at this point in my mind.
Now the Knicks starting to take some shots that might be ill-advised. Kidd gets it in, and that's what we were seeing earlier. And Lenny Wilkins says, timeout. I'm not going to see any more of this. 4 on Sunday.
Well,
as Marbury goes into the corner now to Anderson. 4 on the shot clock. Penny in with 2, and they needed that basket.
Tough shot.
Marbury now 0 for 2 tonight with no points in the ball game as it comes in now to Kenyon Martin. He takes it out to Kerry Kittle to Lawrence Frank said it very well. This guy kind of goes under the radar.
I'm frustrated not being able to play in the playoffs also, and that's understandable.
I think you're right.
Kenyon Martin's 4 of 4 from the field. He did miss the free throw. Now Marbury registers the basket, and Penny had it, couldn't hang on to it. That could have been a big interception at the stage of this first quarter.
Well, it's a big mistake when Marbury penetrates that nobody rotates back against the net.
There's Jefferson, and a powerful move of Jefferson in his 3rd year in the league.
Well, and they're established going into the basket. I think that's extremely important that they haven't been doing. That's an example of Sweetney trying to guard a man that's much quicker than him. Guy penetrates, and there's no help in the defense from the Knicks. The Knicks have to.
By his demeanor, but by his live athletic body. And he's doing all this playing the 4 as really as a 3-man. His body is about the size of the average 3-man in this league.
Okay, Marbury did a nice job of taking that into the paint, staying strong, and getting the shot to go. That is Brandon Anderson.
Get our first look at Brandon Armstrong here on Stephon Marbury.
He had a shot in Game 2, as now Kurt Thomas. The ball deflected. They have 10 on the shot clock. Marbury ducks inside with that ball tuck. Left the short, tipped up. Thomas and Baker were both there. And I think it's Ben Baker will get the basket. For a play just a moment ago.
And Steph really has a knack. He always gets into the lane, and what he does is he cradles that thing like a football player to protect himself. And a lot of times he'll finish those shots right there, but he's a third-year player.
Well, it's a terrible shot based on how they're playing right now, not based on his ability. You got to get a layup or you got to get the ball inside when things are going bad.
Now, kind of get the sense that the Nets have got away with what was so successful, starting to shoot a lot more from outside.
Well, one of the reasons for that is the Knicks are making their shots, and they're not able to get layups.
And we have a 1-point game.
From running fast break basket.
It's hard to run when you're taking that thing out of the net every time.
Jason Kidd now dumps it into Richard Jefferson, who checks back in, and Collins, and they go to work in a hurry after that timeout. Very well executed. A fast break situation, and you can get in a hole in a hurry.
Well, and that's why you have to stay focused, because you don't missing shots and they score in spurts.
How about Lucius Harris? He just hit a three.
He's Jason Kidd in front of him, and it's just like he can't back down from it. He can't back down from the individual challenge.
And Kurt Thomas able to connect outside. When he picked up that third foul, they just left him in the ball game. He now has 8 points, and it's back to a 3-point game.
And the difference is when
Steal by Frank Williams, and Williams picked Kidd's pocket. He blocked it. Kurt Thomas hustled, and there was something you weren't seeing. Guys coming to the ball, coming up on the play. Check that. Shandon Anderson comes down to the rebound. Marbury off to Frank Williams. Former University of Illinois standout. Thomas wants the ball. Why not? He's hot.
Kurt Thomas, he's come to play tonight.
And you can see why.
well, and you look at him, I mean, he's getting a lot of space. You tend to look at his size rather than his ability. But boy, is he hot outside. Now you look at pushing down the court. Jason Kidd just hustles back after carelessly losing the ball. And that's
turnovers. And here in the second quarter, they've turned it over 8 times.
And he was concerned about the lack of movement of the guys without the basketball, and that was a perfect example of it.
Mohammed got inside as Collins was shading him defensively, and Mohammed made him pay.
Really working Jason Collins in there. And I've seen Nazi play for years now, and this is the most physical I've seen him play and most passionate I've seen him play.
Well, he seems to be going to the basket with more than really challenging.
Boy, is he challenging Kenyon Martin. Look at the pushing and shoving inside between those two guys. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Jefferson from outside, and boy, that's a real dagger in the heart of the Knicks. Here's Kurt Thomas, John, who's really played well in the first half. Marbury with a running one-hander. Goes up, gets his own rebound. That's the second time he's done that tonight. Nice pass to Nazi Mohammed.
There's not enough power.
New Jersey, 1 of 8 shooting in the quarter. There's Frank Williams as it deflected. Up it comes to Kidd. Kidd creating, leads Kenyon Martin, and that's Jason Kidd at his best.
The coaches like that way out on the floor like that. Don't nobody even see him. Luke Seca at St. John's used to do that. Hell, if I went to the foul line, they'd call 3 technicals. You know, you see that the emphasis has been placed on getting the ball inside a lot more. You're looking for Steph to break loose now.
Here's Kenyon Martin inside, and Kidd letting beautiful. Second on the shot clock. Here's this dunk you were talking about.
And here's a nice play. This is a little set play to get Kenyon a basket. Got the best passer in the league throwing it to him.
Would you like to see...
There's Kidd, dumps it off to Kittles. Approaching 5 minutes to go here in the third. Jefferson feeds Kittles. Kittles moving off the ball so well.
See, that came...
And doesn't get it. Tough break on the shot. Out it comes to Kittles. 3-on-3. Kittles will pull up for 3, and right now the Nets on one of those patented surges that they're famous for. Sure. This is a dangerous stage of the game right now for the Knicks. They're down 51-45, and they look like they're ready to make one of those patented moves, and Kidd just buried a 3 and backs up what I was saying.
A free throw.
Well, I thought he should have waited, Coach, when the game was tied, but not down 9 a minute later.
And he had to hurry. The clock was winding down.
Thomas saga and all that. You know, guys, it takes a little while for teams to get to know one another.
Frank Williams to the 3, and boy, did the Knicks need that.
Big basket.
Point game. Kidd backing in on Marbury. Now it comes into Jefferson. 10 on the shot clock. A switch out now. Kidd with another 3.
And as we said, Jason's uncanny in that he can dominate a game without scoring, or he can be missing shots and make big baskets when he needs to.
And you call that a whole lot of stomach, too. Yes. He can sense the moment when his team needs it.
And Williams has hit back-to-back 3.
And Frank Williams.
Take a look at the front court of New York, Coach Thompson. Go ahead.
Well, when you're looking at this, New York, the thing that they've done well is Mohammed going into the basket strong. That time he just leaks in off of a penetration, gets it. Tim Thomas right here shoots the jump shot. Kurt Thomas. Both of those guys were early.
Kittle. Good hustle by Frank Williams after the missed shot. Here's the lead, Aaron Williams. Williams able to put it up, and then he's an effective player.
Well, he's an effective player, but and put that man on the free throw line.
He's 8 of 9 previous to tonight. This is the biggest lead of the game now for the Nets. Off it comes to Kittles. Jefferson, and that's
you say about that?
I know what you say. You say beautiful. And this is the thing with the Nets, the way the Knicks are right now.
You heard that boy, Kenyon Martin, doing a lot of posing, posturing after that play. The crowd didn't like it all that much.
Really turning it up a notch. They're turning it up a notch. This is just beautiful basketball here. And wow. Wow.
Well, Tim, you're looking again. I mean, they're just pushing the ball, getting out, and these guys are following up. The Knicks have got to now generate a lot of their energy from their defense as they did offensively before, because now you look.
And this is the closest the Knicks have been at this stage of this playoff series thus far. Down by 10 as we start the fourth, and then Kenyon Martin easily hammers it home.
That's just too easy. Just too easy. This is the fourth quarter of Game 3, and you're in a dogfight.
And why that's particularly bad is because you've got Houston on the bench and Tim Thomas on the bench, and Steph's got to make some mistakes.
Now, right now, the Nets are taking it to him.
I mean, even if he's not playing well, he's got to go get the ball and take off.
And here we go. And this is the 20th point now, fast break point of the game. 9 in this half. And they just leave. They just leave and leave the basket. That's just, that's either...
Well, you go
that's not communicating with one another.
Exactly. It's not good team defense.
And you look at this series, 24 fast break points the first game, 20 game 2, and 20 tonight. It's amazing how they run it. And there's Marbury finally gets that field goal.
And even if he throws up a couple bad shots or questionable shots in this quarter, he's got to get himself involved and give his team a puncher's chance. Aggressive.
Well, the thing that they have to be very careful of is that the Nets have regained their confidence and they're fast breaking on everything.
That's a huge three. I mean, huge. It's an 8-point game. In the NBA, he has not lost a game in playoff competition, but he's got to get nervous on a play like this.
That's a beautiful jump shot. Great elevation, beautiful release. Stephon Marbury's got one of the prettiest shots in the league.
Stephon Marbury sets it up now to Penny. Approaching the halfway point here of the fourth quarter. And it comes to Muhammad. Nice eye contact between Penny and Nazi.
I was just getting ready to say, that's a big possession. They used to call him Athens Kid because he had no J. Yeah. But he's still not a high percentage guy, but he makes big shots.
Here's Hardaway, and that's a big shot. That's a three. And it keeps the Knicks' hopes alive as it's a 7, make it a 6-point game with 4:22 to go. Penny now trying to space it out, gets it off to Marbury. Stephon with 16 points in the game. He'll clear out, try it too. Bullseye. Big shot. Big shot.
Well, Stephon Marbury gets a nice screen here and comes off wide open. And like we said before, great elevation, and look at this Garden crowd. They're loving it right now.
Herb Thomas just picked up the foul. It's his 4th. That'll send Martin to the line. And thank you, Dan.
Not a guy in the league I'd rather have the ball right now than Jason Kidd.
Last 10 minutes, New Jersey's 0 from 11 for the field and still 0 for 12. But look at Jefferson, but he stepped out of bounds. Knicks ball.
You know, one thing that the Knicks have to really be careful of is the pursuit of the ball. They're jumping for rebounds, but they're not running after long rebounds as aggressively as the Nets are.
It's a great point.
It down. He didn't step out of bounds on that.
No, they called. He came back in from out of bounds and didn't establish himself inbound.
Marbury kicks it out now to Penny Hardaway over a minute.
Oh, my goodness.
Kenyon Martin
What a
just
great
ripped
play.
the ball away from him.
What a great play.
Ball away.
He's smiling about it.
I'm smiling about it.
That was incredible.
Less than a minute to go now. Jefferson backing in. He takes Williams inside and got the bounce. Big basket by Jefferson. 77-73. Jefferson with 17 points. Marbury gets it to Penny. 3 by Penny. And we have a 1-point game. Warren Franks wants a timeout. They do not see. He was yelling for a timeout. Didn't get it. And here comes to Jefferson. They have 10 on the shot clock. And Jefferson gets it out to Kenyon Martin. Running one-hander. He hit it. And he's fouled.
And that's exactly what I was talking about. Everybody talks about jumping for rebounds. It's more valuable the balls that are on the floor that you're running down, you're hustling, but particularly at this point of the game. They just out-hustle them for loose balls there. You're looking at this one. I was wondering whether this was a foul, but it sure didn't look good. Yeah. He just pulled that out of his hand. That was strange. There was a lot of body contact.
Yeah, he mugged him there, but he pulled it off. Here's Martin at the line. The chance at a three-point play. 25.9 seconds left. He is 0 for 3 from the line thus far. And he got that one in.
Here at home, you take this ball as hard as you can to the basket, put the onus on the officials to call something.
Marbury thought about the three. Now gets it to Kurt Thomas. 20 seconds. Gets it inside of Muhammad. That'll count. And they'll get an old-fashioned three-point play.
That's beautiful right there. That's beautiful basketball. And Kurt Thomas is not a playmaker like that, but he made a terrific pass to Nazr Muhammad. And what a man's move by Nazr.
Well, I like their patience. They didn't panic. At first, I thought Steph was looking to throw up a three.
I did too.
And that sort of scared me a little bit.
So now it's a two-point game. Muhammad tonight is 2 of 3 from the free throw line. That foul was on Kittles, his fourth.
Well, where did that kid at the line go to school?
At Kentucky, won 2 NCAA titles. You still claiming after he missed the free throw?
Stephon Marbury has just been fabulous this fourth quarter. He's shown everyone why Isaiah Thomas wanted to bring him here. Isaiah's gotten out of him what he'd hoped for all season long, and I think that they're looking toward the future right now in hopes that Stephon Marbury can continue to free throw there.
Why did I know what you were going to say? Madison kid has stomach.
They were 13th this year in the league at 75%. His kid hits another one.
Just gets it done.
Back to a three-point. This is a big one here. Going to be a 2-3. But now he leaves the door open, a three-point game. 14 seconds left to go.
Let him get up a three.
Look at Kenyon Martin, way out on him. Here's Penny, tough three, and he couldn't get it. Rebound, they bring it out to Marbury, 5 seconds. Marbury goes up, he's fouled. That'll be 3 free throws.
No, I don't think they're going to call. They're calling it a two-shot foul.
Are they? I thought he was outside the line.
He was outside, but I believe he was passing it, Gary.
Was he?
I believe so.
Okay, so Martin commits a foul, so it'll be 2 free throws and not 3. Boy, that was close.
And I don't think Lenny agreed with him.
I don't either.
He's trying to get this ball over here to Frank Williams.
I see what you're saying. There was a pass, not a shot, because he was outside the line.
Yeah, he was considerably outside the line, but he's trying to hook that pass over to Frank Williams.
Not unless he was trying to throw a three-point hook shot.
Now Marbury's 3 of 4 from the line. He missed that one. So it's still a 3-point game with 3 seconds.
Well, the Knicks right here, Steph's got to miss it, and they've got to bat it back outside the three-point line.
Got to miss it on purpose.
Well, at least, you know, even if the Knicks lose this, I'm feeling a lot better with the fact that Steph did really become more aggressive offensively.
He missed it, but Kenyon Martin rebounded it, and the Knicks are going to go up 3 games tonight.
Good game.
Yes,
Very good game. Knicks showed a lot of heart coming back and competing like that tonight, but you got to credit the net.